Yo, what up guys, beside here, logged in to let you guys know about some new events that are coming up in a few days and some that are crazy going on right now in the game, and tell you what I think about it, including this shard portal right that we're seeing right now. The first one is coming up tomorrow, especially for newer players who have been playing the game less than a year. You want to farm the dragon, the best time for you to farm the dragon is tomorrow, the 19th. That is going to be a Tuesday. Why is it so special? Is because you have a 3 times chance of getting speed artifacts from this dragon boss right here. For end game players who have been farming this game for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, you normally don't go crazy about speed gear anymore, because at that level speed is no longer king. But if you're new to raid, especially my noob to pro, I'll be farming like 1000 to 2000 gems in the dragon. I'm not currently farming it on hard on that account, but I'll be farming it for the chance of getting 3 times chance of getting speed gear. Yeah, at this level I'm trying to get the speed I require to beat Ultra Nightmare, right? Because that type of dungeon needs, that type of clan boss needs a lot of speed. And also the arena, I want to go first, even with my Deacon, with my what's his name now, this new monkey guy. I forgot his name. He's not actually in my teams for my main account, but on the noob to pro he's in the leader slot everywhere. So if you want to be fast, I guess if you want him to be your fastest champion in the team, you probably want to get him some speed gear if you're not going for a accuracy build. So this is the best time to farm it. Dragon coming up September 19th, Tuesday, tomorrow. It's gonna last for a day or two. I think it should be a day or two. Normally when there's a 3 times speed event, they don't make it last for 2-3 days. They make it last for maybe a day or two. But let's see, hopefully you have enough resources saved up to farm it, maybe even your freely obtainable energy to farm it that day. The next event is going to come up on Saturday, the September 23rd. That one is not that of a high priority, especially because it requires the Fire Knight, which is kind of not a early game dungeons people want to farm, but more of an end game dungeon. And since this is not a PvP set, its regeneration set is more of a PvE set. That's the set that will be available from the Fire Knight, and it's talking about this regen set that gives you a crazy amount of healing whenever the ally who wears it takes a turn. They just get their HP back to full. It's a 15% for every turn, but it almost looks like it's healing them for a lot more than that because of the mastery you added to it and all that stuff. So that's regen sets, especially good for tanks. And if I head over to my game, you can see some champions that currently have that regen set. You see they are not like actually PvP champions, they're maybe PvE champions who are used for dungeon content or for some Doom Tower content or for some special type of builds. So if I switch over to this equipped, scroll to regen set right here, you can see I have it on my I use that for Iron Twins Fortress. I use this champion for one of those bosses that is you can farm the accessories from, accessory ascensions from. And then who else? This is a build that I use everywhere, even Dragon, even what's his name, I forget, Eurogrim is in that set. So that's a few champions, especially tanks or solo champions are best built for this. It can also be used as a solo strategy for this champion. So that's just a few champions. A lot of other tanks need it, so you might want to even use it as an offset. So that's the best time to farm it. I don't even have a lot. I only farm it when I'm farming the Fire Knight for other things, and I naturally get it. I'll not go crazy and start farming regen set, except if you don't have any at all, you're new to raid, you've never farmed it, and this might be your best time to have 3 times chance of getting regen set. I farmed a lot in this 3 times savage. That's why I benefited so much from it, so I don't need to go crazy for this one as an end game player. Even my noob to pro will not be farming the Fire Knight for this regen set on the 23rd or Saturday, but if you want it, go ahead and farm it. That set can also be used in clan boss or even in faction wars. A lot of champions using the faction wars to keep themselves alive if you don't yet have a reviver or a healer in that faction. All right, that's coming up on September 23rd. Take note of that. So just look out for the drop fever label when those events come up, so you don't ask yourself what's happening. That's a events that are coming up. 19th for triple speed, and then 23rd for the other regen set. Now with that out of the way, let me quickly head over to this crazy thing that is going on right now in raid, and we can clearly see that they've reduced the amount of, what you call them again, Prism Crystals. A lot of shards in raid, so remember we are forgetting We have Mystery Shards, Ancient Shards, Void Shards, Sacred Shard, Primal Shard, and now Prism Crystal. I mean, Prism Crystal came out before Primal Shard, but it's still a lot to remember. But so with time we'll remember it. But these are called Prism Crystals, and these are a short event that just shows a particular pool of champions you can obtain with this Prism Crystal. But how do you get the Prism Crystal? The main purpose of this event is to make you buy these Prism Crystals, and then if you look for these champions, you actually want them, this is your best chance to get them, I guess. And if you head towards the summoning portal, you can see there's a 10 times chance of getting this champion right now. 10 times chance of getting this what's her name, Rio Bone Spear. I didn't announce it yesterday when it was announced, because 10 times chance is a scam. But this one, for those players who actually want, who are the best champions in this one that some people actually want, I'll look forward to this champion. Status Dragon Bane is amazing. Who is this? No. Corvus is corrupt, is good, I guess. And this champion will also always be amazing, especially for those players who are trying to build early game clan boss team or even end game clan boss team. Valkyrie is amazing in the PvP also. This champion is amazing in Hydra. So I'm just calling out a few, of course, PvP champion. So it's not full of bad champions. Now the legendaries aspect of it is great, right? These legendaries are good. I don't know about this one though. This is sort of new. I don't know much about this one either. Oh, that's an epic. But now on the epic category, it seems like they kind of reduced the amount of quality epics they added to this pool, and that's what people are mad about. Some people get these Prism Shards or the crystals for free from the events and tournaments that are going on right now. I'll show you the one that is going on, and tell you whether I'm going for it or not. And then when you get it, you're pulling not for the purpose of getting legendaries, you're pulling with high hopes. Like the last time they had Geomancer in there, a lot of people were looking forward to getting Geomancer. People got so excited to get Geomancer. That shows you that a lot of players are still missing out on some essential champions. So events like this are good, but they stack this one up with a lot of useless epics. So the only good epics that I'll tell you should be watchful for, that you actually need or want, one of them will be Mordecai. This champion is amazing in the early game all the way to the end game. Anywhere where HP burn is needed, he lands it without missing, except he gets 3%, but he doesn't need to hit. That's why he doesn't get a weak hit on his HP burn, and it's amazing. Hydra and what do you call it now, Spider are the two main content you find him being used in the most. So amazing epic champion who feels like a legendary sometimes. That's the first one you're looking forward to. The next one, you see I'm scrolling past an entire 3 rows, 1, 2, 3. I'm scrolling past them because all these champions, when we get them in raid, we tell players not to build them because they are not even that great for faction wars. I can't think of, well, this one is a good faction war champion, Oathbound, but all these other ones, they're like too niche. This is good for faction wars if you don't have any other better decrease defense champion. But they are not. I don't know what happened this time around. They just gave us trash champions for the epic category, and of course, Terrell will always be an MVP. So that's the second one that I'm looking forward to, or like newer players might be looking forward to. If you get these free Primal Shards and you then Prism Shards and then you open it, you're looking forward to Mordecai, Terrell. Who else? This champion is extremely niche for newer players who are looking for their first ally protection champion. He helps you in the clan boss with ally protection, and shield for the Scarab boss, Scarab King for Doom Tower. So that's the only two things he can be useful for. But a lot of people only building for Scarab because you have that shield on a 2-turn cooldown, amazing champion for that content. So the next champion that is kind of good, I guess, will be Phoenix. Is very, very conditional. In terms of building, he needs high stats to be built, so that's more of an end game champion. But for mid game, early game, Stagnite is one epic that a lot of newer players will be looking forward to. Decrease defense and decrease attack on one skill is crazy good, and of course that A1 slow speed. So those are just the few champions right here: Terrell, Stagnite, and Mordecai. 3 out of all these ones. Now I know there are some other ones that have niche uses like I just mentioned. This one also has a very niche use like I just talked about, and I just did the recent guide on wood painted. She's now sort of good, but for more of an end game content or specific content builds. but the rest are not that great. So they should have added a lot more useful epics. This one, they diluted this pool of epics. I have nothing bad to say about the legendaries because each legendaries right here is useful somewhere and might be crazy good somewhere, especially Alessandra. We've known this there's no need to hype Septimus. You already know them. These are beast champions. So if you're not getting the legendaries, at least you're looking forward to getting epics. And then if you get these trash epics, you'll be so sad. So look forward, cross your fingers, and hope you get those top three if you don't own them yet. And then for those other players who are thinking, should I go for this or should I not go for it? How can you even get these Primal Shards? You can buy them from the shop. I wouldn't recommend at all. I wouldn't say it's even worth it. Remember the last time they charged about 80 or 90 per one champion pool. So this time, because it was 25 per pool, maybe that's why they reduced the quality of the champions. Maybe I understand it that way. But how else can you get it if you don't want to spend and buy it? We are hoping they will drop it within 4 days. Since this will last for 4 days, there are events and tournaments that are popping up right now in the game. The first one is this champion training tournament, which has 30 right here. So this guarantees you at least one pool. I thought maybe for an endgame account like mine, which is over 3 years, I will be needing to do champion training 12,000 points to get it, right? I logged into the Noob Pro expecting to see like 8,000, 9,000, 6,000 points for champion training, and I still saw 12,000 points for champion training. I was like, damn, that Noob Pro is even level 59, and I'm already seeing I have to do champion training for 12,000 points to get this. So on the Noob Pro that is less than 80 days old, I cannot push 12,000 points for champion training. Even if I can, it will reduce my progression by a lot. You know, I'm trying to build champions for the clan boss, and I will definitely get more champions along the way. So I don't want to reduce my progression just for champion training. I might not even win this other effect. Some people might be going for this one. I'll talk about Mighty Uko soon. But for this reward right here, which a lot of people will be going for, this is 12,000. 10,000 straight up is what we normally see for skill tomes, right? Yeah. So to answer the question, will I be going for this on my main account? Obviously, yes. I'm already closer to 4,000 points. But what about the rewards on the left-hand side? I don't really care about that because this will be a whale fest, especially for those players who want a 4-star perfect soul for Mighty Uko. Is this something that is worth pushing for? I don't think so, because she's not that top tier anymore, especially if you're not a PvP focused champion. She's mostly seen by those players who use her in PvP. But I don't even have her in my PvP team, so she's more okay with a 1-star, 2-star perfect soul on my team for that Hydra comp where she's busy there removing and blocking, placing block buff debuff on the enemies while also removing their buffs. So that's what I use her for. So she's not gonna be getting a 4-star perfect soul. I'll not try to push for it extra hard. That's what I'm saying. But I'm really interested, even at least in second place, because there's a legendary skill tome in second place that's perfect. So this will be one that will be highly competitive. If you don't have the resources, you cannot catch up or meet up, except your group is kind of, you know, easy. Right now I'm in 4th place because we're all pushing early, and I'm just trying to get to this 10,000 and this 12,000 points before that Prism Shard event ends in 4 days. So we have 4 days over there to get it. Will there be other events and tournaments coming up where you can obtain more Prism Shards? I don't think so. Let me just quickly check. Champion Chase might have it. It does not. Champion Chase does not have it, and neither this spider just started, it doesn't have it. What about events? Are there any events going on? Oktoberfest Dungeon Divers. This one came as a surprise to a lot of players, and we're like, what is this? What is this? It turns out that every day, just going right here, do some artifacts farming and get 500 champion chase points by farming champion training or doing the dungeons, right? Dragon or whatever that is going on. Every day you do it, get 500 points. You'll be able to hit 500 here. Day 2 500, day 3 500, and day 4 500. It's gonna last for exactly 4 days, so you cannot miss any days right here, especially the fact that we have Primal Quartz. Yes, this Primal Quartz will be the main reason a lot of people want to go for this, so don't be one of those who miss it. Primal Quartz are scarce. We've been complaining that where is it, why is it not being added to events and tournaments and all that, and they did one particular event specially for it. So we have to tell Player good job for giving us, because you can agree with me that 500 champion chase points is easily obtainable by any player, is easily to obtain. So 500 per day, and you can easily do it. Even with free to play energy, you can just get these Primal Quartz. So this will give you enough to open one Primal Shard, or hope to get, yeah, it will give you one Primal Shards from all the quartz you get from that event. So don't miss every day. Go over there, spend it. I've already done 250 points today. I'll go ahead and finish the rest. All right, that's all the events that are happening right now. I'm not missing any on my main account, but I'll be skipping out on that champion training on the Noob to Pro. So that's what I think about it. Tell me in the comments what you think about all this that is going on. If Playroom is trying to bribe us or make the community happy a little bit with this Oktoberfest dungeon divers, don't miss it, guys. Let me know what you think about all this craziness happening. Artifact has an announcement, also does not have the primal. It does have it. That's it. I checked. It does have it. So I'm going for this also. I'm going for this also on my main account. On the Noob to Pro, I don't think I can make it. This is easy to obtain, right? I'll tell you guys tomorrow or next when I finish all this and see if I can open my Primal Shards. My Prism Crystals, I mean. I keep mixing it up. It's all confusing. Later, guys.